Episode 69 hourly podcast. I'm on half of the duo Eds alongside my co-host, my brother, my brother, Ethan. Bad week of sports for both of us, but we move. How you doing, my guy?
I'm not doing good to be. Yeah, to be fair, I'm done with sports in general at this moment in time. I've
Yeah,
really just, I think Chelsea defo determines my mood with watching any sports or even listening
yeah,
to any sports at this moment in time.
yeah. I hear it, man. I hear it. In terms of the injury front, when is in Cuckoo back? Did he has he been on the bench? Has he been training with the boys?
No,
Like what's going on with him there?
no, he's not on the bench yet. Apparently, he's still training with the first team squad, but he's just slowly
Slowly
progressing.
ramping up. So any what's it called, talk of like potential signings in the summer, like where do you need, like, I know, let's just dive into Chelsea in it, like what areas do you think you need in terms of, like, because you got a lot of players, but like where do you think
Yeah,
you need that
yeah.
that veteran experience?
I think it's from back to front. I reckon we actually need a player in every sort of position. I
Yeah,
think. I mean, fullbacks has been an issue for Chelsea for like the last
can't stay
3 4
healthy though. You got good fullbacks, they just can't stay
This is
healthy.
it. So Reece James came off against Everton today.
Did he actually?
Yeah, 26 minutes in.
Oh.
Hamstring injury apparently. So
Ah,
they were cautious about it. It seemed like he was moving okay, so hopefully it's not too big. But this is one of the issues with Chelsea at this moment in time. It's just the fullback positions in the last 3 years. Chilwell, James always taking it in turns in terms of being injured. So
yeah,
Cucurella's come in. He's done a job. He's been okay in the last few games that I've seen him, but he's just not to the level that I want to see him. Colwell's playing as a left back, which isn't good at all. He's a centre back.
he's a
He's
centre back.
got the size of a centre back. So yeah, he shouldn't be playing in that position. I'm kind of done with Desassi, who came from Monaco. Not good enough, to be fair. I like Badia
You
Shield.
don't like the Sassy, no? You don't like him, no?
I'm done with him. I'm done with him, man. He
Big
doesn't
money.
assure me of anything. He's not. He doesn't seem comfortable at all.
Still a
At
young
all.
guy though. Still a young guy.
He's still young, but yeah, I'm done. I'm done with him.
Damn.
um, Casado and Enzo. I don't know much more to say about them. Both of them 200 million plus, and we're not seeing that at this moment in time.
Mm.
Obviously, Casado, I showed it at Brighton, so we kind of can see some potential in him. But at this moment in time, he's not showing enough. Enzo also, I'm just seeing he's leggy. He's so leggy. He doesn't seem like he can move in this prem. He seems like he's very slow and static,
Mm.
and I don't see a box to box midfielder.
Nah.
I think I said it last. I said it last. I'm like, oh, I don't know. But yeah, I'm still not seeing what he's actually good at this
Yeah.
moment in time. And then I said to you in the week with Gallagher, Gallagher was a massive miss in that United game.
Yeah.
That says it all.
How
That
long is he
says it
out
all.
for?
Gallagher played today.
Oh, he played
Gallagher
today.
actually played today. And he kind of assured the midfield a little bit more. But yeah, another centre mid would be ideal. I wanted Declan Rice. I said it a long time ago. I said it a
He's
long
ours,
time
mate.
before we even started this pod. I even
Yeah, you
said
did.
how
You
much
did.
I liked Rice. Um, but yeah, um, probably another number 10, just that to unlock the door a bit more, give us a bit more chances up front. I know Nkuku is soon to be back. He could play in that number 10 position. No, Palmer's been doing a good job at this moment in time, but it just seems like it's not enough. And then a striker is ultimately what we need. The 20 plus striker. We haven't had that for a long
Long,
time.
long time.
Um, Jackson isn't good enough. Let's have it frank. Like 30 mil.
He's trying to holler at the baddies. That's what he's trying to do, my boy.
That's what he's trying to do. And this is the thing. This will get him a bad name. This is
Oh.
what's getting him a bad name with the Chelsea fans. Although he has given a lot to us this season with the sort
Oh.
of Spurs performance, but Yeah, he's not helping himself off the pitch. Yeah, that, like you said, the stupid video that's come
Oh
online
man.
where he's shouting out that Astrid Wert, who's just she's soaking it up. She knows it's content for her.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But she's a Chelsea fan,
Chelsea,
though. Come on, man. She needs to do better.
is she really a Chelsea fan though?
Is she? I mean, obviously, I never knew who she was till that video came out. I didn't know,
Yeah,
innit? So I've gone on the page. I'm like, right, you're wearing a Chelsea top. Mate, I don't know. Maybe he sent it. I don't know.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
But if you're a Chelsea fan, but that's the thing. Like, when you're messing with these chicks that do it for do you know what Chelsea's problem is? Yeah. And I think you alluded to it, and I've seen many people allude to it. There's not enough established veterans in your team. And obviously, if a few months ago, people got mad at a few of the players that went out on a night out
yeah,
after a loss.
yeah.
Now, I understand, like, you should be able to compartmentalize your job from work, but I understand the business that these guys work in, it's not black and white like that. People are gonna put everything into everything, right? But when you've got young guys, like a group of 20 plus young guys in London with, a limitless pit of money, like, it's just, I understand now why Ferguson just wanted his guys married off and you know what I mean, and just focused on their football. I understand it now, because like the distractions that come with it, because these guys have so much time on their hand. After what? After 2 o'clock, they're finished training. Do you know what I mean? And then they can just do whatever they do. Like, for example, I've told you, near my I've seen at least 4 or 5 of Chelsea players. You know what I mean? Like, just driving around, whatever. But yeah, nah, he's not helping himself off the pitch. Like, he's not. I think you really do need a respected veteran, even if the guy's not gonna play like 40% of the games, just to be a presence in the change room, speaking to the young guys, because Arsenal, even though we've still got a young team, these guys have come up through some veterans. Some of them not, good role models or whatever, but they've been established in the game. Like, I remember Bukayo Saka and all them not used to say, when David Luiz was there, he was their favorite vet, because he used to tell them, hey, don't do this, don't do that, boom, 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 do this, whatever. Even Jorginho came out a few weeks ago and said, like, I told the young guys, like, yo, don't be spending all your money on cars and stuff, etc. So, like, you just need that vet presence. And I feel like Todd, I understand where Todd Bowley's model is, because especially in American sports, that's the way it's going. Like, you're just getting bare young players and just rebuilding for the future. And I have no doubt in my mind, in 2-3 years, Chelsea is going to be a serious team to contend with. But that, in terms of Chelsea fan standard, your standard, you need to win now. You need to win now.
That's it. I think we've been very patient over the last what year and a half, I'd say. We had the whole issue with Potter coming into the squad, or being as a manager.
Yeah.
We got behind the project that was sort of proposed to us. He's bringing in young players. He's bringing this player, bringing that player, and a lot of Chelsea fans had got behind the project.
Yeah.
It's just, I think the United game kind of tipped us over the edge a bit. We're seeing these sort of lackluster performances, which we're not seeing a proper performance in this Chelsea team at this moment in time. We've had the big games against City, although we showed our sort of firepower up front. There's just a lack of sort of closing games out at the moment.
Yeah.
It's scary. It's scary to see. It's scary to see at this moment in time.
Yeah, but that's the thing. You don't have a close. And you know what? And it doesn't help when Harry Redknapp's coming out and saying, Frank Lampard saying to him that Mudrik's as fast as lightning, but he doesn't know football. That doesn't help either. And you've paid a lot of money.
The prime example is today. We're seeing this today. He's as fast as lightning. The end product is not there. End product is not there. So Arsenal really played us with that sort of deal. Like, cut 88 million, and we've got no return back from him. I'm done with Mudryk now. I'm done with.
Oh, you're actually done with him now. Yeah, you're done.
With him now. I'm done with a lot of the Chelsea players. To be fair.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah, I remember when that whole saga was going back and forth, and I've said on the pod numerous times that I didn't want Mudryk, and people were like to me, "You don't know ball." I'm saying, bruv, like, I'm so sorry. But okay, I get it. He's a fast white boy that plays in Ukraine. He's had a couple good games in the Champions League. Cool, awesome. Champions League and Premier League, two different animals, bro. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm sorry if I don't want to spend 88. I mean, it's not my money, but still, sorry if I don't want my team to spend 80+ million on a guy that's played a few Champions League games, bro. It's similar to like in college football or whatever. When a QB's not played many games and a team drafts him to make him like the franchise guy. Like if you're paying 80 million plus for a guy, you want him to be your cornerstone, like, do you know what I mean? Like the face of the team.
Yeah.
So, and I remember when people were like, oh yeah, this guy don't know ball, he wants Trossard. Trossard has scored X amount of goals, and how many goals has my man scored? Do you know what I
He
mean?
knows his role as well, Trossard.
Exactly.
He's a super sub that comes on and makes a difference, and he's done that a number of times for Arsenal. I'm seeing Mudryk start these games now, and we're not seeing any return. Like I've just said, it's sad to see. But also we've got no firepower up there. I mean, Brozier started today, and I feel sorry for him because he's not necessarily getting that service. I think a lot of these players are playing for themselves. They're not playing for the club, and it's sad to see because Everton have some sort of team chemistry at the moment. Obviously, being with their 10-point deduction. But yeah, everyone's getting behind them. They're defending. The Core established Premier League player that can pop up and get goals. It's just
that's who Chelsea need. That's who Chelsea need. The
this
Core.
is it. I don't see this at Chelsea. I don't see an established player that's giving these all and closing out a game for us.
You know what as well, yeah? Not to like keep on like harping on Chelsea, but I feel like a lot of guys want to be the guy. You know what I mean? Like, where's the pecking order? Who's the guy? You know what I mean? Like, because at Arsenal, we all know who the guy is. It's Saka, and then it goes boom, boom. But you know what I mean? Like, who's the guy? You know, maybe it's a Raheem Sterling, established veteran. But again, he's not even 30 years old. Do you know what I mean? No. Like, he's played a lot of football though, and he's got a wife and kid, whatever. But still, I don't know, man. Manchester United versus Bournemouth.
I actually can't laugh at them though.
Manchester United versus Bournemouth, 3-0 to Bournemouth. Dominic Solanke scored, Philip Billing and Sensi scored at Old Trafford. I saw something the other day. I think that Man United have failed to score a goal at Old Trafford in the Premier League since last season. Jadon Sancho was the last guy. Erik Ten Hag. I watched a few of the overlap episodes this week with like Roy Keane and Gary Neville and them lot, and Gary Neville was like, these lot are trying to get this manager sacked. They're not playing hard. Rumors are coming out between players saying that he's lost half the dressing room, stuff like that. What do you make of that whole thing? Because they've spent crazy, like that team, a lot of it is his team, do you know what I'm saying? Like, and he spent a lot of money, and a lot of people keep saying that they don't know the style of play, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, they have got a few injuries here and there and still, but in terms of like United as a whole, what do you think of them, bro?
Yeah, they're a mess at the moment. Obviously the Chelsea game kind of gave them that boost that they needed, and sort of, I think if United lost against Chelsea and they lost this game against Bournemouth, I think Ten Hag possibly would have been out this morning. He would have been out of the team, out of the squad. Man United. So yeah, United are a mess at the moment. They don't seem to have that firepower, like I said about Chelsea. Scott McTominay is the guy that's popping up with with the goals, and like
he was almost out the door in the summer. Crazy.
and then you're saying no one scored at United, any forward to score at United at Old Trafford since 7 months ago or 17 months ago, whatever. So it is crazy. I just don't know how they get better, but they somehow pluck the results out when they need it. So I think there'll be a top 6 team still. So I don't really have much sympathy for United.
No, neither do I.
Chelsea are the ones that are struggling and actually playing good football, but don't seem to have that sort of edge.
What do you think of Rashford's form recent? A lot of people are saying that ever since he got the new deal, that he's just been like slacking off. Like I don't know if that's fair or not. I just like, is his heart in it? Do you know what I mean? Because he's probably looking like, yo, can I even win? Like, do you know what I'm saying with these local lads? So a lot of, and again, going back to that overlap thing, they were saying stuff like, there should be more pressure on the local players to like, galvanize the team and put the team on their shoulders and stuff like that. Whether he's got that personality or not, I don't know. I don't know him. Do you know what I'm saying? So I'm not going to one of these guys that comment on stuff like that. But in terms of like body language and everything, looking a bit lackluster. Funny thing is, I remember last season when Garnacho started catching form, me and you both said, he's good on the left. Where does that leave Rashford? You know what I'm saying? Rashford's actually the last few games, coming off the bench now. Anthony's playing on the right because, the game when Rashford did play on the right, he didn't didn't look the best as it is. And to be honest, Anthony, I don't even know about Anthony either way, but in terms of like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Really, what I'm trying to say is that as for United, I just don't know. I don't even know.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
like
To be
Amrabat,
fair,
anything. I don't know.
yeah, I don't know either. United are a team where, yeah, the Newcastle game said it all. Newcastle were peppering them the whole game. You said about the body language with Rashford. Rashford just walking, not even tracking back, and he doesn't have the luxury to do that because he's not providing those numbers that he was providing last season. He's not contributing with goals. He's not assisting. And yeah, United are not mid-table, but they're just outside of the top four. So he isn't that luxury player you would say.
Should they have sold him when they had the chance?
No, because you can see he's you can see what he can offer to the team. It's just I think he's done I think he's done with the with the coach now.
With the manager, yeah.
I think like the comment that was said that he's lost 50% of the. He's one of those players. He's one of those players that.
Yeah, he must be because he's remember like Rashford's not young like that. He's like our age, bro. Like 26, 27.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like he's got a lot of Premier League experience. But yeah, like he'll be on fire, then he'll dip. Be on fire, then he'll dip. Be on fire, then he dip. Another United player I want to talk about is Anthony Martial. Like, I don't know about this guy, man. Like he ain't been a baller for like 4 or 5 years now.
No.
And again, one of those guys spoke about like they've been scared to sell him in case he catches form somewhere else and comes back to sting them.
Yeah.
But I think he is who he is now. You know what I'm saying? I think early in his career he had a chance to potentially, you know what I mean, like tip it and become like a baller like that. But now I just think he's just average player, if that. Do you know what I'm saying? And it's so crazy because was it the COVID year or the year after he got like 21 goals, something silly like that. And then obviously he went Seville, you know, here and there. And then this season is just, I don't know. And then even Rosman Haaland, a lot of money they paid for him. And is even yet to score in the Prem? I don't even think he's yet to score.
Yeah, he's yet to score in the Prem. He scored in the Champions League, but that's it.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like their best player right now is a youth player that they got, you know what I'm saying, from Atletico Madrid, Garnacho. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Mason Mount, I know he's come back from injury, he ain't been balling out. Amrabat, so much hype is made about him, but if he was really a baller like that, every top team in Europe be trying to go after him. Like
exactly.
I'm so sorry. Exactly. Rugalon from Spurs, like I mean, like if he was a real baller like that as well against Spurs when they loan him to United, you know, Luke Shaw playing centre back, that's brazy. Harry Maguire somehow got Premier League Player of the Month, fair play to him. And the look, like, yeah, when I look at this team, and then don't even get me started on Onana, but when I look at this team, that doesn't look like a Manchester United team of old. Do you know what I'm saying when I say that?
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying, but it's not a bad team on paper. That's the thing, and they should.
Do you not think?
I think they should be doing more with this team. I think they've got. I mean, last season this team got them to sort of the top 4 spot, so it's not a bad team. It's just the sort
I think
of
every team got better though around them, bro.
Yeah. No. To be fair, what was their time? Yeah, Rasmus Højlund was their big signing this season.
Him and Mount were the
him
two
and Mason Mount. Yeah. So the sort of players they didn't really recruit as good as they should have.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All right, cool. I want to talk about Dominic Solanke because we spoke about him earlier in the season and said, like, when is he gonna catch form now? Because he, like, you know what I'm saying, like he's been sold for 20 million twice, and to be fair to him, fair play, man, guys, he's doing a job in it for them. Shout out, bro. Shout out to him.
Do you reckon he's found his level? As in, do you think he'll stay at Bournemouth?
Yeah, I don't think he should leave. I think that's his like, because where else could he go? Like, I don't know, man.
Everton.
That's not a bad shout. No. That's not a bad shout. But then where do they be? You know what I'm saying? They've got Calvert-Lewin. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. I think you know what I mean. Like, not to say players shouldn't be ambitious, but if you know your position, you know your role, you're comfy in the team, and you're gonna feed you proper. I think you should be there. All right, cool. I want to talk about Arsenal's loss to Aston Villa. Crying out for a striker. I'll let you go before I go, bro.
Yeah, it was a well-rounded performance by Villa. They got their goal early. John McGinn pops up again, and brilliant finish.
John fucking McGinn. Boy.
And yeah, Arsenal tried to sort of get round this high line that Villa were playing, and they sort of couldn't get through it. Couldn't get through this line.
I think they said that Villa set up like the most offside traps this
Yeah,
season, something like
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah. Diego Carlos again, a brilliant performance by him. But I mean, Jesus didn't offer much to him. Didn't really trouble him too much. Martinelli, Saka gave threat going down the wing, but yeah, Arsenal just didn't have that cutting edge like I keep on saying about Chelsea, and yeah, Arsenal didn't have that today, which they usually do have. So yeah, it's surprising, but yeah, Villa deserved the win for me. I think they had a well-rounded performance and deserved it.
I mean, it doesn't help when your number 9 comes out and said my greatest strength isn't goal scoring. That doesn't help. Like, you know what I'm saying, like it just, like what do you think? How do you think fans are gonna react to that, bro? Do you know what I mean? That just doesn't. Crying out for a striker, crying out for a box-to-box midfielder, playing for the opposing team, should I say? I would love, again, Douglas Luiz. I'd love him to come.
Yeah.
Victor Osimhen, I would love that to come. Whether that happens or not, I don't. I feel like every top team that needs a striker is looking at Victor Osimhen. I think he's got less than 18 months left on his deal, something like that. So have to wait and see. But in terms of the performance, again, yeah, lackluster performance. Players looked a bit leggy, if I'm being completely honest with you. In terms of my main man Martinelli, dipping form, man. Yeah, he ain't really been provided. Like the thing with Martinelli, he works hard for the team. Like that guy actually runs back, he tracks back, he does his thing. But it just not really been working with the goals. Gabriel Jesus again, he's not a prolific striker. I'm crying out for a striker. The midfield, I understand him wanting to play Kai Havertz and Odegaard at the same time, but I mean, partly that's not his fault, innit? Because Partey's injured. Like, I think in the ideal world, he probably plays Partey, Declan Rice, and Odegaard, and then maybe Kai Havertz has to find his way. Do you know what I mean? Maybe beat out one of the front players. I'm not too sure. Shevchenko, I don't know, man. I don't know. Like,
to be fair, I think what game got me with Zinchenko, I think it was a Southampton game last season. And I said, this guy don't look the same as he did earlier on in that season. So yeah, Zinchenko has really gone downhill for me.
I get it, like Arteta likes to bring, wide guys into the middle and ball play. But what about the art of just defending? Like, can we just get defenders, please? Do you know what I mean? I'm tired of this trying to be too cute, playing out the back, boom, boom, boom. Like, can we just, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. And then David Raya, Aaron Ramsdale, if I reckon Ramsdale's pushing for a move in January, I think so.
Yeah.
Whether they let him
apparently Newcastle are in for him as well.
I don't think Arsenal will let that happen. Like, because they can't
let it happen.
That's a rival team of ours, unless they say he can't play against Arsenal. But even that, I don't know if that happens. Yeah, man, not too much to say about the Arsenal front. But shout out to Unai Emery. I feel like on this pod we've shown him love throughout the years, and I've always said, like, I was very upset when we let him go. I know a lot of Arsenal fans didn't warm up to him and, cracking jokes about that hello, good morning, good afternoon. But the guy's a tactician, man. The guy's a tactician and he wins trophies. You know what I'm saying? And he's going to get these lot. What is it, his second season now? He's going to get these lot
second season.
To the Champions League football. Do you know what I'm saying? With a squad that probably costs half the price of our squad. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, man. Shout out to Unai Emery, man. Playing good football. Shout out to John McGinn. All right.
John McGinn has been.
Shout out to John McGinn. He is a absolute baller, bruv. And if he looked a bit different and if he wasn't Scottish, I feel like people would be hyping him up more than he is. It's crazy aesthetics plays a part in football, but it does.
What do you think about the sort of penalty incident? Douglas Luiz on Jesus. Did you see it?
I did. Did I think it was a penalty? I don't know. I don't know because I feel like bias will creep it in terms of me.
No. I don't, to be fair, I don't think it is. I think there was an incident, obviously, in the Liverpool game. We'll probably talk about it, but Mateta got kicked under his foot and got the penalty. So it's the consistency with
Yeah,
the
it's the
referees,
consistency of the ref.
and if that was a pen, obviously the Jesus one is a
Yeah.
penalty. So maybe Arsenal should feel hard done by in the game if that's the case.
But you know what? We can't win them all, man.
No,
In the Premier League, you can't win them all. So you rather lose to these now than later
yeah,
on in the year,
yeah.
especially whilst Man City have lost a few games. All I pray, which I want to talk about them right now, is Liverpool don't start to like really catch fire. That's all I don't, because
Yeah.
they're playing good football, man. All right, cool. Yeah, Liverpool 2-1 versus Crystal Palace to take the top of the lead. We said last episode that they rebuilt the midfield and they're starting that they've been like a dark horse this year, and they're catching form again. Um, what do you think of them lots, man? Like, quietly going about their business. Not
Yeah.
much. I feel like not much of the media hype has helped.
Mm,
And
yeah.
like, it's crazy that outside noise does bring pressure, but it does,
Mhm.
because no one really tipped them to be like title
Yeah.
challenges, like, because it was Arsenal City, that's what people were talking about. So them lot have just gone about their business, done whatever, and balling out. What do you think of
Mm.
them?
I think the pressure's creeping in for them now because I think the City game was the sort of indication that they're abouts in that sort of title race as well. So
Mm,
I don't think they played well yesterday, but like we said about the Luton performance against Arsenal, Luton played brilliantly against Arsenal, when Arsenal had that enough of a clinical edge and to score those late minute goals that they have in, in the last couple of seasons. So
yeah,
I think Liverpool played well, probably 76th minute to probably 90th minute, so 15 minutes of the game, pretty much. Um, but they got the win. They got the win, and they're the sort of they're the sort of wins that you need to pick up if you want to go and win the
yeah,
league, especially against Palace, which they've struggled over the years to win against. So
yeah,
yeah, I think Liverpool are in with a proper shout.
yeah.
They've got enough firepower up top with Salah.
Experienced as well.
Yeah, experience as well. And even Harvey Elliott popping up with that goal, which
Yeah.
was a really good finish, to be fair. But yeah, Liverpool are going about their business well. I think the pressure is a bit on now, as we're coming to the Christmas period. So, and when do you guys play it? When do you
I
play?
don't even know. But what I will say about Liverpool, they've just got so much options, bruv.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
agree.
Nunes ain't playing well. Okay, cool. We can play Jota. We can play David
Mm,
Luiz. We can play Harvey Elliott. They even remember the guy they bought from Fulham. He's on loan right now. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, they can
mm,
afford to send guys on loan. Even the midfield, Gravenberch, Endo, McAllister, like, just, yeah, ballers, man. And VVD, um, I saw a stat the other day, like this. Other than the season, I think they won the league. This has been like statistically his best season in terms of.
yeah.
I don't think if anyone's dribbled past him in the Prem
Mm,
this season. So when you got your main man back to doing it again, and Salah, is always going to pencil him in for 20 plus goals a year, balling out. And they got a manager that can rally the troops and stuff like that. So yeah, shout out to them boys. I want to talk about Man City. It was 2-1 versus Luton. Shout out to my young boy, Elijah Adebayo, bruv. Yeah, like he scored a few, you know what I mean? Because I was a bit, a bit worried at the start of the season. Because again, he never scored the most goals last year in the
yeah,
championship.
yeah.
They started him the season. He wasn't playing well. They dropped him for Morris. I think he scored maybe 3 in his last 3. You know what I mean? He scored against Arsenal. He
Mm,
scored against City. He's pretty sure he scored the game or two before that. Um, and yeah, that's a difficult ground to go to. Small, it's
yeah.
old school football ground. You know what I mean? The
Mm.
fans are right on you and stuff like that. They didn't make the game wasn't the easiest game for Manchester City. But yeah, would you think of that performance? Haaland fucking not playing, bro. Killed my fantasy, bro. Fucking
Yeah, I think City needed this win. Like you said, Kenilworth Road is a proper fortress for Luton at this moment in time. I think that's where they probably get a lot of their points. And
yeah,
at this moment in time, I'm thinking they may stay up. I know we bashed them at the start of the season, but I believe they may stay up because of their home sort of results.
yeah,
Um, Unlucky again today against City. I think City just had enough to sort of win it. They had that sort of Bernardo Silva stepping up again, and Grealish also. So yeah, I don't know what to make of City at this
They
moment
don't
in
look
time.
convincing.
They don't look convincing at all. I think even Edison, someone that's been so good for them over the
Yeah,
last couple seasons, he's been poor of recent. So
yeah.
yeah, I don't know what to make of City at this moment in time. I think they're obviously in and about the title race, but my two front runners are obviously you guys in Liverpool. I don't know what to make of them.
Yeah, and I feel like the pressure's starting to get to them as well because Pep Guardiola clapped back at some of the media members this week saying, "Yeah, we are going to win the league. Everyone don't want us to win the league, stuff like that, stuff like that." But I feel like managers one do that to rally the troops,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
two to do that as well because like it's like no, we are gonna like kind of like somewhat manifesting it. Do you know what I mean? And but again, we've still got a lot of football to play. But yeah, they haven't looked convincing. All this talk of like, oh yeah, when KDB comes back, it's just gonna. Do you think it's just gonna be just like that? I think it's gonna take some time. Bro. This guy's come back from a big injury. Do you know what I'm saying?
mm.
And but he is like the main guy that pulls all the shit. Like he is phenomenal. He is a phenomenal football player. But do you think like once he comes back, it's just gonna be seamless again, or is it gonna take some time?
It'll take some time, but I think the key part to that City team is obviously Rodri. I think they spoke about the games that Rodri missed and how it's
Yeah,
affected them. They've lost every game that he hasn't played. So
yeah.
Rodri is more of a bigger miss, I would say, now than KDB. Um, he came in today and obviously they won. So I think, yeah, Rodri is the bigger miss in this City squad.
Calvin Phillips barely played for the teams on his way out in January. The manager saying, "I'm sorry, buddy." You know what I mean? Like it just
Yeah.
but he's still gonna get English squad anyway. But still, like, would you make of that? Isn't that a wild? Like, you can pay so much for a player, he barely plays, and now he's just gonna be on his way. Like, how much does he get sold for? Do you think
Um,
30?
Yeah, no more than 30, I think, because of the sort of game. He hasn't played on a consistent basis. It'll take him a lot of time to get back to match fitness as
Yeah,
well. So yeah. I don't even know where he goes as well. Like I don't know who's been rumored to getting him.
yeah. Who could?
To be fair, I'll take him at Chelsea at this moment.
But the thing with Chelsea again, like you look like Lavia he's still not played yet, right?
Yeah, Lavia's still in the wait. We're waiting on him. So yeah,
That's
I
250
don't
on
know
three
where.
midfielders. That's
But this is
250.
it. But this is it. This is it. We're still waiting on the final product, and I think, like I said before, we're impatient now. I think
Yeah.
Chelsea fans are impatient now.
All right, cool. I want to talk about one last thing, footy. I saw I sent you a thing of like the top players to wear 17 or something like that.
Yeah,
And KDB was number one. And I said to you, I'm not sure if KDB is that clear of Eden Hazard. Like I
mm,
kind of think it's somewhat recency bias, winning the league all the time, winning the Champions League, etc.,
yeah.
etc. Like, what's your thoughts on that? Do you think like it's as clear as everyone makes it, like he's miles off Eden Hazard, or is it the gap closer than people think? And is he even better than Eden Hazard for you?
No, to be fair, I don't know whether it's biased, but I think they're complete different players, which
Yeah,
is
exactly. Yeah,
I can't really compare both of them in the same sort of way. But for me, the better 17 was Hazard. Yeah, just what he did for Chelsea, the sort of trophies that he helped us win over the years that he was at Chelsea. I even mentioned Sanchez. Sanchez to not even be in that list
yeah,
that
it was
was
crazy. That was
it's crazy.
crazy.
It was crazy to me because he really made us got Arsenal back to the
Competing
sort
at
of
least.
ways,
Yeah,
yeah, the ways they were beforehand. He literally, how many goals did he score in that one season? It was over 20. Was it over
yeah,
20 goals?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah, no, I didn't really agree with the list. But I think I think it's obviously done by probably a youngster that
Teenagers,
has,
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah,
this is it.
teenagers, yeah. They love to
If that,
troll.
but to be fair, if that's all they've watched, then
Yeah,
I can't disagree. I can't
you're right.
disagree if they
You're right.
haven't seen the part. But they were listing a number of players that have probably before their
Actually, no,
time.
no, I'm
So
not having that. No, I'm not having that, Ethan, because they were naming man from the 70s and the 80s, bro. I'm not
yeah,
having.
well, that's what I said. That's what
No,
I'm
I'm not.
saying. Players
Yeah.
that they haven't seen, but yeah.
Because I see one today and it said the best number 9s, and it said Di Stefano, and I'm a Real Madrid fan, so I'm not gonna
I've
not
never
say that.
watched this.
But I've never watched 1 minute of Di Stefano. I know he won
Yeah.
so many trophies. He's Real Madrid legend. He's Argentinian, Spanish guy, and so I'm not gonna disagree. But I've never watched it in real time. So for me, if you ask me who's the best number 9, there's only one guy, and he's Brazilian.
You are now listening to Our League podcast, made in London, distributed all over the world.
Does Zion Williams like basketball? That guy's fat.
He likes going. He likes going out. I think. Did you send me that interview where they're who is it? Him and Brandon Ingram. They're sitting about and they're waiting for the Lakers game. And they were like, "How are you going to celebrate the win?" And they were like, "Oh, we might go out." And Zion's like, "Yes, sir." They literally, all he cares about is going out and probably, just eating rubbish.
That guy, I don't like. Cause the thing is, I understand people struggle with weight problems. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, but if I'm getting paid 35 million plus, I don't have a weight problem.
No,
I promise you right now, I don't have. I live in the gym. If I'm getting paid 35 million just to stay athletic, just to stay in shape, you know what I mean? I'm not, because they showed one clip of him bringing the ball up. Ethan, his stomach was over his body, bro. I was just thinking, what? But what's even more crazy is he's still somewhat athletic, but he's not optimizing his youth. That's the thing. Do you know what I'm saying? You've heard guys like Chuck say he needs to lose weight. You've heard guys like Shaquille O'Neal saying, and these guys, they're both heavier set men. Do you know what I mean? So they know what they're talking about. Like, for example, LeBron James shouldn't be in better shape than Zion.
No.
LeBron James is in year 21. How old is Zion? Maybe 24. Like, so he's played basically all his life, and yet LeBron James made him look like he was a fish out of water. He did though, didn't he? Like he was having his way with that team.
What do you think it is with him? Do you think it's a sort of stubbornness? Obviously, we've been talking about his sort of nutrition for a while now, and a lot of people speak, like you just said, Shaq and Chuck talking about it. Do you think he's listening to this stuff and just be? He's not even listening to it. Do you think?
I don't think he's listening. How can you? If I'm the man, I'm 20 something. Yeah, I'm making 40 plus a year, 35 plus a year. I've got a big time deal with Nike. I've already got my own signature to shoe. Yeah, you already said I'm going to be the face of the league. Since college, I've been the guy. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I walk into a city, they're waiting for me in the lobby. I just tell which one to come up to the room, and they come up to the room. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I haven't really got a veteran on my team that can tell me anything. Like, who? What? Yeah. I'm the main man in my family. You can't tell me nothing. Like, I'm just trying to think of the dynamic.
It's a dangerous position that he's in at the moment, though,
100%.
because obviously he had the sort of situation before the season started with the adult entertainer. I'm not going to say the name, but he got caught out by her, and obviously that's probably still continuing in the background. And I think a lot of New Orleans fans are getting tired of him now. So this season could be a real big season for him.
I think they need to trade him.
They need to trade him.
I've been seeing reports that they was looking into trade talks in the summer, but apparently there's not a big people that want him, because it's like, we're just inheriting your problem, because he should be in shit. Like, I remember the draft, and I said to my brother, we wasn't doing the pod then, and I always say this. I said to Brandon, if I'm New Orleans, I'm taking Ja Morant number 1, bro. Now, Ja Morant, he had his own off the court issues, but at least that guy's in shape, and at least he plays basketball. His whole thing is just cutting out the wrong people and the influences. That can be adjusted, all right? You know what I mean? But in terms of this guy, it's not a case of like here or there. Like, every year we're talking about his weight. It's what, year 5, year 6?
Yeah.
Like, when is it gonna click in? I need to be in shape. I need to optimize what I'm. Like I was just saying to you earlier, I went for a jog. I'm only a few kg overweight, and I could feel heavy. So how does he? Did you know what I mean? Like, even when they were going up, and he was gassing for air.
Yeah.
He looked absolutely knackered. He should be 10 times better than LeBron James right now. Yeah. Honestly, he should be. Yeah. But LeBron James again made him look like this guy didn't even know. Like, LeBron just had his way with them boys, man, and it was just it's upsetting to see, to be honest, because coming out, there was so much hype. And I kind of think this is somewhat of the media's problem as well. They're very quick to crown guys. Oh, he's the next face of the league.
Yeah.
Like, just let guys mature into becoming young men, figuring out life. You know what I'm saying? And then we can talk about them being the face of the league. But yeah, as your team, would you trade him?
Yeah, I'd trade him now. It's also the games that he's missed over the last
A lot of games.
years. Like he's missed a lot of games, and like you said, the sort of him being overweight and him not actually listening to sort of the critics as well, and not even surely it would fuel you a bit to sort of change your game and try and be that guy that everyone wants you to be as well. So yeah, it's sad to see that he hasn't stepped up yet, but.
And has he worked on his game? His jump, like, give me a
he hasn't
ball.
worked. He hasn't worked at his game. He hasn't. He's been lazy. He's been very lazy.
Like Ja Morant, I can see because he was a high flyer. He plays above the rim.
Yeah,
he's not the best 3-point shooter, but he's worked on it and he's improved and he's added the 3 to his game. Like if Zion was to do that, how do you guard him then? Do you know what I mean? Because everyone knows he wants to get to the rim, so they just stand like a few feet off him, and it's like do what you got to do there. Do you know what I'm saying? Whereas, and to be honest, he's not the tallest as well. What is he, like 6'6" or something like that? So you can still somewhat like block the shot. It's not like Giannis that's like 6'10", 6'11". Do you know what I mean? It's a different story. If I'm the New Orleans Pelicans, I don't know how I'm gonna trade him because it's a big contract. I'm gonna trade him, and I'm just gonna build my team around Brandon Ingram, who's also had his own injury problems. But again, at least he likes playing basketball. Yeah, man, absolutely wild. Tyrese Haliburton.
It's crazy. Just crazy at this moment in time. I did not expect this at all. I mean, the last week that I've just been watching all the sort of media coverage of it, and I'm like, I did think he was a good player,
but not like this.
Didn't think he would reach these sort of heights. Like, I know his jumper's a bit funny.
Yeah,
but he's still hitting. He's still hitting them.
Yeah,
he's still hitting them, and he's still showing up. Like, he's a really good player. Really good player at this moment.
I like Tyrese Haliburton. I've always liked his game. Like you said, the jumper's junky, but it goes in. Seems like a guy that like you would want to be teammates with as well. Obviously, he does the interviews and stuff, and he's got a great personality and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, looks like a guy. It looks like a leader of your team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, in the type of guy that plays. Like the guy the other day had like 15 assists, 0 turnovers. It was like 27 points, 15 assists, zero turnovers. That's wild. Yeah. That's a guy. That's a quarterback. You know what I mean? That is a quarterback. Like, the only upsetting thing for me is he plays for the Pacers. Do you know what I'm saying? And and like, no disrespect to the Pacers, it's not a big market team. Are they going to be able to attract free agents? Are they going to be able to, because nowadays with the trade, when guys get traded, they, even though they don't have a say, a guy can be like, I don't want to go to that team. They're not going to trade for him. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be very difficult. But yeah, man, very much. He's what you wanted Trae Young to be. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I would have thought Trae Young would have been. And not to say that Trae Young's not a baller, but Tyrese Haliburton, he's just got that swag to him as well. He did the Dame time. I didn't like that as a Dame guy, but fair play to him. Cool. Last 3 things about basketball. The Chicago Bulls, people talking about them doing tearing it down and doing a rebuild. Do you think they should? They've been somewhat unlucky with with Lonzo Ball's injury. I feel like if he was healthy, it's changed. They would have been balling out, innit?
Yeah, I think he may have been that glue to that team. I know DeMar DeRozan has given them sort of big moments at times, but I think Lonzo possibly would have glued this team together, and there sort of would be a chemistry. I don't know with Chicago. It is a tough one to watch because they obviously have these big players, but they're not doing much at this moment in time.
Big market team as well. Are Golden State Warriors done?
I don't even want to rule them out because you can never rule them out.
Yeah.
But at this moment in time, I would say they could be done.
Could be done. Yeah. But it's just Father Time. The guys don't look as silky smooth as they once did. You know what I mean? But I feel like that team is so loyal to those 3 guys in terms of Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, that even if it means they're not going to compete, like I don't think they'd want to see those guys in another jersey. Do you know what I'm saying? So like, even if they bring back, because I know Clay's a free agent at the end of the year, if I was a GM or owner, I wouldn't give him max contract. But again, it's not my money. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, it's just tough. And obviously the Chris Paul thing, the young, they've messed up with a few of their draft picks, to be completely honest
Yeah,
with you.
they
You know
have.
what I mean? Like James Wiseman
Yeah.
didn't work out, and I don't know. I don't know if you can do that in basketball. I don't know if you can draft young guys to try to rebuild at the same time compete. I
No.
mean, obviously they won a chip, but look at them now. Do you know what I mean? I think they should have just went all out and got established guys. But I understand it. They've got, payroll and stuff. This is where I'm not a fan of the payroll. Do you know what I mean? And the salary cap and stuff. Who else did I want to talk about basketball? Yeah, Lakers win in season tournament. What am I talking about? The Lakers win in season tournament. Anthony Davis balled out in the final. Like he actually played phenomenal.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves played phenomenal. And then LeBron James was LeBron James. I did a bit of trolling on the Instagram page today, Hourly Podcast. Check out the story. Yeah, what did you think of the in-season tournament? I was somewhat skeptical about it.
Yeah, same.
But I like it. I think it would be even more better if they included maybe like, I don't know how they would include another league, but I think that could be the next step. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously they got the idea from European football and the cups competitions and stuff. But yeah, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I liked it. To be fair, I haven't watched the final. Yeah, I need to watch the highlights for that.
AD
But,
balled out, man. He balled out.
I need to watch it because everyone keeps on saying it. Yeah, no, I like the concept. Obviously, we have cup competitions in football, and it's nice to see sort of a FA Cup run and sort of teams that you wouldn't think that would win the sort of trophy or be in the final. So yeah, no, it's good to see. Lakers obviously winning was a surprise. I didn't think they would win this in-season tournament. Another one for LeBron on his list.
Another one for LeBron.
Which we love to see. But yeah, no, I enjoyed the in-league season, the in-game season. So
LeBron's 39, man. This guy is
and he's still doing it. Still doing it. It's crazy.
Rick Carlisle said he's still in his prime. I don't know if he's still in his prime, but he's in someone's prime because you know what I mean. He's balling. Like the game against New Orleans, he brought up half court, nothing but net. It's just so good.
How long has he been in his prime though? How long would you say he's been in his prime?
I'd say since maybe when was his first finals appearance? 07.
Yeah.
And then he went to Miami. I would probably say since Miami, man.
Oh, okay.
I'd say since obviously he went to the finals in 07. He won MVPs and stuff. But I would say since Miami, you can't tell him nothing.
No.
You can't. No. And obviously you was watching basketball then. I've only gone back and seen the highlights. But it's like, what can you do? You can't do nothing with this. Like, what do you do? Do you know what I'm saying? And then those last few years in Cleveland, optimized it. People thinking maybe it's going to slow down. Year 2 in Lakers, he won chip. Yeah, man, that was episode 69 Hourly Podcast. I'm on Off of the Duo Eds alongside my co-host, my brother, my brethren, Ethan. And then, that's it. We've been out. Peace, people.